The owner of the Hope Valley Saloon left town. Bill and Henry were interested in buying it, but they didn't have the money. Separately, they didn't have the money to purchase it from Tom. Tom wanted $9,000. And when they finally decided to work together, put their money together to get the saloon, someone else had bought the saloon for $10,000. Bill was in the diner and he was in a bad mood. He was complaining about the food, but Abigail wasn't having none of that. She confronted him about being in a bad mood because he didn't get the saloon. Bill and some ladies were talking about the new owner of the saloon. They were talking about he just swoops in out of nowhere and buys the saloon. And how did he even know it was for sale? Abigail walked to a table behind them. She was getting her tip, and one of the quarters fell on the floor and rolled to next to a man's shoe. The man picked the quarter up and gave it to Abigail in a magical trick sort of way. I couldn't help but overhear. The new saloon owner sounds like a rogue and a scoundrel. I'm thinking a tar and a feathering is in order. Abigail said, "You wouldn't happen to be this new owner by any chance, would you?" As she asked the question, Bill turned around and with a furrowed brow and looked at the man. The stranger said, "Lucas Bouchard at your service." Lucas is a handsome man. He has a low-cut beard and mustache and thick, dark brown hair. Abigail and Bill introduced themselves. Abigail was friendly, but Bill was looking at him suspiciously and asking him questions, like, where are you from? What do you do? Stuff like that. He basically didn't answer the questions. He did say he's like a tumbleweed here and there. Then he excused himself. He said he had a grand opening to plan and the whole town was invited. As Lucas was walking back to the saloon, Jesse, Lee, and Henry were standing across the street looking at him and wondering, is this the new owner of the saloon? When Lucas put his hand on the door, he looked back at them and saluted. They acknowledged his salute by raising the coffee and nodding. Lucas met Fiona at the grocery store. She said she was based out of San Francisco and was in town to get the phone system up and running. Lucas repeated, "San Francisco? I heard that was a wonderful place." Fiona said, "Yes, it is. I was born and raised there. Have you ever been?" Lucas said, "Forgive me, Miss Miller. I really should be going." And he walked away. He was saying, "I'll see you Friday at the grand opening, right?" Lucas was putting up a help wanted sign for his saloon. Bill and Abigail were watching. Bill said, "There's something about that guy. It doesn't sit right with me." Abigail said, "I think he's charming." Bill said, "He's too charming." Elizabeth was looking at the help wanted sign. Lucas said, "Good morning, miss. You are gonna apply, I hope." She said, "That depends." "What position?" He said, "Waitress." They did a little banter back and forth. Children came running by and spoke to Elizabeth. She said, "I'll see you at school." This made him aware of her being the town teacher. Her nanny walked up with little Jack, and he said, "So you're a Mrs., not a Miss." He invited her to the grand opening on Friday. Rosemary came to the saloon to offer her talents of singing, playing piano, and acting. Lucas said, "Thank you, but the entertainment is coming." Rosemary said, "What kind of entertainment?" Lucas said, "You'll find out Friday at the grand opening." Rosemary continued to smile. She continued a fake smile. Lucas said, "Very nice to meet you, Rosemary." Rosemary said, "Yes," and turned to leave. Fiona transferred a call to Bill from New Orleans Sheriff Department. She didn't hang up right away. She heard Bill ask, did they find anything out about Lucas? Later, a call came for Lucas, and she listened on that call too. Later, she saw Bill and beckoned him over like she had a secret for him. She said she couldn't help but hear him on the phone call from New Orleans where he asked about Lucas. Bill said, I thought they had some kind of rules about eavesdropping. She told him that she was supposed to listen to the first 10 seconds to make sure the call went through. She continued to tell him that Lucas received a call from Cape Fullerton. And Bill said, what did you hear in the first 10 seconds? She said Lucas and the lady on the call were speaking fluent French. He told her Hope Valley was perfect. Perfect for what? He didn't say, but he told her to send the package. The package is coming on the morning train, and she gave Bill the number to Cape Fullerton. Later, Bill called Cape Fullerton, and the lady that answered the call said, who is this? Bill said, I'm a friend of Lucas's. The lady hung up. Fiona said, do you want me to place the call again? He said, no. Her actions spoke louder than words. Lucas asked Mr. Yost, the grocer, if he could borrow a wagon to pick up a package at the train station. Mr. Yost said yes. As soon as Lucas closed the door, Fiona called Bill. Men were bringing a big crate into the saloon. Bill walked up and with a stern voice said, what's in the box? Lucas said, supplies for tonight. Bill said, you mind if I take a look? Lucas said, I do actually. Bill, I'd really like to take a look. Lucas, why? Bill, because I'm the sheriff and you're a guy that comes from nowhere, does nothing in particular, yet shows up in my town like he owns it. Lucas, not the town, just the saloon. They stare at each other and Lucas begs for the movers to open the crate. The crate was full of huge salmon and ice. Lucas held one up. Bill said, I talked to the New Orleans Police Department. They said they never heard of you. Lucas, New Orleans is big and memories are short. Who are you, Bouchard? What do you want here? To open Queen of Hearts with the best party Hope Valley has ever seen. He looked up at Fiona, who was staring at them. When she saw him looking at her, she turned the other way. Lucas, spying on me, Sheriff? Bill looked back at Fiona as she walked away. Lucius, not very sporting, and he walked into the saloon. The grand opening is here. Lucas is greeting people. Rosemary sees the self-playing piano and says, this is his idea of entertainment. Lucas introduced himself to Lee, acknowledged that he had already met Rosemary, and spoke to Elizabeth and asked, where's your husband this evening? She said, I'm here alone, and walked away. Lee told Lucas that Elizabeth lost her husband about a year ago. Lucas, I have a knack for saying the wrong thing to your lovely school teacher. Lucas saw Bill at the bar and told him his intentions for Hope Valley are honorable. Bill says, if someone has to tell me their intentions are honorable, I have to worry. Lucas told the bartender to give his friend another drink on me. Bill took a quarter out of his pocket and put it on the bar. When Lucas walked away, Bill put the quarter back in his pocket. Lucas goes to the crate and lifts a false bottom. He opens the container inside it and it's full of money. This is suspicious. Bill's intuition is on the money. Pun intended. I don't know if there's an episode where it explained where Lucas is from and any background. So I'm guessing that in the future, season 8 possibly, we'll get more information on Lucas. But they really didn't explain all the not answering questions he did on his first episode. Thanks for watching.